of my 2020 Can-Am Maverick Sport 1000R DPS. Yeah, it's a mouthful. I got this at the end of 2019, so I had it for a little while now. I'm just going to go over some of the stuff I've done to it. We have red line racing rims on it, 14-inch. Have AMS M1 Evil tires. They are 30 by 10 by 14s. I went with a 10-inch wheel all the way around versus the 11 in the back and the 9 in the front that came with the machine originally. There's a 4,500 pound Warren winch in the front with a little winch bumper. I just recently installed some shock therapy dual rate springs. I haven't used them much, but so far so good. They worked out good what little bit I had them out on the trail the other day. I plan on doing reviews of them quite a bit in the future this season. Rock block mud flaps. These are great. They weren't super expensive and they work awesome. It keeps a lot of mud off the side of the buggy and out of the cab. These are the rear ones. Came with really nice hardware. Were fairly simple to install. Steel mounting brackets underneath there. I like them a lot. These lower mud flaps that are a gray color have little nuts on them right here and here, another one down there. So you can remove those if you're in really rocky terrain, which is nice because it gives you more coverage when you need it. And if you're going to be in some rough terrain and don't want to really tear them up, you can just take them off, or if you don't like the looks. But these mud flaps are quite durable. There's our chemical fire extinguisher with a quick disconnect, because you never know. Hopefully I'll use it on one of my friends. The trunk is great too. It's one of my favorite additions. My old side-by-side, I didn't have one, and honestly washing it was just a mess. All the water and dirt and everything would blow back in my face. It was one of the downsides of having a side-by-side versus a four-wheeler is washing it takes forever. Here's a look at the inside. Stuff in there, but it does have a nice rubber seal all the way around. There is, you can see it, there's plugs down in there. Keeps most of the dust and dirt out. It's really secure. It's nice to have all this dry storage in the back. There's the Can-Am. These are like factory rock guards. They're really nice too. I'm up in the Northeast, Maine actually, and our trails are heavily wooded and rocky, so you use these quite a bit, believe it or not. The light bar, it's nothing special. I got it off of Amazon. I had to do a little bit of monkeying around to get it to mount inside or underneath the roof, because we have lots of trees that blow down in the winter, and if you're on unmaintained trails, there's debris across the trail all the time, and I was just afraid if I put something up top like you would normally see, it would just get ripped off. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's probably skid marks all up and down this from sneaking underneath trees and branches in the trail. It's very common. On the inside, we have a wet sound sound bar. This is actually a very nice unit. It wasn't cheap, but it sounds good and it's worked quite well. Could be a little bit louder when you're ripping down the trail with your helmet on, but for the most part it works great. You can still hear it. There's a nice wireless control that goes to the Bluetooth speaker, which is a really nice accessory. Mounts right to your steering wheel. We have a 4-point harness, which I installed myself and it was quite challenging. Down low, it's really hard to see. I don't know if we'll be able to see, but I cut a hole out there and put a cap on it to get to the bottom bracket to mount the belt. It was a tough one. I have a trail GPS unit. It's a GPS that it comes preloaded with all the trails in your state or region. Here's that GPS mount. There's like an old cigarette lighter port. The wire runs right into the back of it. It's quite sturdy, works good. I installed this little voltage meter just so when I'm outside the vehicle listening to music, running the winch a lot, just so I automatically know if my battery is getting dead or if I use my winch a lot. If you flip the cover up, you have 2 USB ports, which is great for charging your phones and other accessories, especially if you're listening to your Bluetooth speaker a lot. You can keep your phone charged, throw your phone up in the glove box while you're riding around. And a rear view mirror. I think I got that at Cabela's. Works good. Does what it's supposed to. Here's the shock therapy shocks in the back. There's a crossover ring there. Cup. Something that some people might overlook is greasing all the fittings on this machine. I actually went and installed little yellow caps just to kind of help with the dirt. Lock and Lube is the tool that I use. I think they also provided me with these little caps that go on here. Try and do it at least twice a season, or if I hear something. But